They said the mark was accidental.
I
That was
trust
the
everyone has
explanation.
reviewed this
A
document
slip,
thoroughly.
a scrape,
We have
a harmless
significant quarter
flaw on the
ahead.
page. Nothing intentional, nothing meaningful. That was how they wanted it
I
to
believe
sound.
this approach is the most
Random, minor, forgettable. Because once a mark looked careless enough, most people stopped asking why it stopped so neatly where it did. That was the mistake. Accidents did not respect boundaries. They crossed them, ignored them, damaged whatever stood in the way. Or at least that was what real accidents did. The document lay on the desk between them, flat, official, lightly damaged near one side. A dark scrape ran across part of the lower section. That was what they wanted her to see. Imperfection, surface damage, a flaw with no memory. The man across from her didn't look worried. He looked done. "It was an accident," he said. Calm, easy, certain, as if carelessness could explain every shape without resistance. For most people, it could, because once a page looked damaged enough, they stopped asking whether the damage had chosen where to end. That was the comfort of disorder. Sarah looked at the mark, not at how dark it was, at how far it went, at what it touched, and what it didn't. That was the difference. Other people saw a blemish. Sarah saw restraint. A woman to the side relaxed too early. Another person pressed the page slightly flatter against the desk, as if stillness could make the mark feel natural. That was useful. It meant they believed damage was enough. Sarah leaned forward, not to challenge the mark itself, to compare it to the edge beside it. That was where the story broke.
This scratch is
true
precisely
scrape would
aligned
not
with the
stop for
ink spill,
structure.
but the border
It would
ink
drag
stops
across
before
paper
the
with
physical
one
damage.
logic.
It doesn't make
Pressure,
sense.
Direction, resistance. This one didn't. The mark ended exactly at the margin of one printed box and did not cross it. That was the problem. The page carried damage, but the border directly beside it remained untouched. Too clean, too exact, too respected. That was worse, because random damage could be blamed on chance. A mark that obeyed a printed boundary belonged to control, to placement, to something added after the structure was already there.
What is it?
Sarah looked again, not at the stain, at the edge where it stopped. The printed box, then the dark mark.
I didn't see
then
it
back
until just
again.
now.
The man
It's
across
deep.
from her noticed the pause. His shoulders changed before his face did. That was enough. "What is it?" the woman asked. Too soon. Too exposed. Sarah placed one finger on the dark mark, then another on the untouched border beside it. "This reached here," she said. Then she held the clean line. "But not here." Silence. No one interrupted, because accidents were not supposed to be precise, and precision was hard to deny once damage started following rules. The man leaned forward, looked at the mark again, then the border, then back again. He didn't answer.
I'm sorry, I
That
know
was
I
the
broke
answer.
it, but it was an accident.
The woman to the side
I
straightened
didn't mean for any
slowly.
of this to happen.
Another person stopped touching the page. That was how certainty broke. Not when the page looked damaged, when the damage looked obedient. The same flaw they called accidental now exposed the place where randomness had been arranged. Sarah didn't push further. She didn't need to. The page was doing enough already. One mark, one border, one stopping point, 3 details that should have protected their version, now turning against it. The man sat back, careful now, no longer settled. The document remained open between them, still marked, still official, still visible.
The damage
and
was
no
not
longer
accidental.
believable. Sarah stepped
The
back
evidence
half
is
a pace.
clear.
Still there, still watching, but no longer proving. Because once damage starts respecting structure, it stops being accidental. And sometimes, the fastest way to expose a planted flaw is not to ask how it happened. It is to ask why it stopped exactly where it was supposed to.
The truth is mine. The future is ours.
Subscribe and stay with me.